And welcome back to Late Night Lately, the late night show. I'm your host, Chad White. We finally got that tagline down. And this, if you didn't know, is the late night podcast for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Here we are, coming back at you, talking again about late night and all the things that are surrounding it. If you can't tell, I'm trying to vamp so I can pull up every single late night TV show, YouTube channel. I'm forgetting 2. 1, actually, I forgot 3. Here we go. Here's the last one. It's been a weekend. It's been a week. Listen, I wrote down ideas for a monologue, but I did not do any jokes. So we are going to skip over that. We're going to skip over the monologue part. But, it's just so much to talk about, It's just such a great week in stand-up is what I was going to say. In late night, we've got the last week tonight is back for a second week in a row. We got Seth Meyers celebrating 10 years, which is actually a topic we are going to talk about. We've got Jon Stewart telling a very sad story about how about his dog that passed away the day prior. Boy, oh boy, did that make me cry. Because he also has a pit mix. He also had a pit mix, excuse me. And Michael Costa hosted The Daily Show for that week. He did a good job. I don't think there's going to be one person that does a bad job. Also, I wonder if they're just going to go through the correspondence and then start back at the top. All right, Desi Leidick, you're coming back in April. And then now we're doing this. All right, we're being all loosey goosey. Here we go. Also, I don't have any videos to links, any links to videos, mostly because I did not get anything ready. But I'm so excited this week because Joe Biden came by Late Night with Seth Meyers to celebrate his 10-year anniversary. And it was a fantastic show, fantastic episode. And at some point, I wonder if the audience knew that the guest was going to be Joe Biden. Because, obviously, Secret Service has to do a sweep and a background check of everybody. But when Joe Biden came out, they did the pan back to the crowd, I guess, whatever. They turned the camera back to the crowd. And there's one girl who was freaking out. And turning to a friend as if she had no idea who the guest was going to be. And and maybe you don't. I've never been to one of these live tapings. I don't need to go. But maybe you don't know what's it going to be, who the person's going to be. And maybe she was just excited. Right? But the way she was clapping, she's like, "Oh my God, Joe Biden's here. Wow." Just so exciting. And Joe played along with it. And then if you watch the closer look for the next day, which is a segment he does, the closer look segment. Seth was a part of. I guess a little bit of history with Biden. They went to go get ice cream downstairs in 30 Rock, and Biden was talking about somebody, a reporter asked him, are they going to sanction Russia? And he's like, yeah, we are. And then off camera, Seth Meyers, and then the camera slowly zoomed out to show Seth Meyers standing right there holding a melting ice cream cone. And he talked about it on the Closer Look segment, which was so funny. Or was it Gaza? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he was there. Yeah, I was talking about Gaza. Yeah. Anyway, it was very funny. And now we're also in the second week of HBO putting up last week tonight the main segment for the main story on YouTube on Thursday instead of Monday. Again, I think this just kind of cannibalizes views, and it doesn't work for the entirety of that show. Because if anything, the people who are going to watch the show are going to watch it on HBO Max. They're gonna do the on Max. Excuse me. They're gonna go to that. They're gonna go on Monday morning, on Tuesday morning, or whatever morning. I'm the only person that watches late night in the morning. I'm the only person that sits down on their television and it's like, it's time to watch every late night show I missed in the past 6 hours. But but people are gonna watch it in their own time, and then there are those who go to YouTube or to TikTok, and they go online and they say, hey, I only want to watch a closer look. I don't care about anything else that Seth Meyers does. I want to watch a closer look. Or I want to watch Colbert interview Denis Villeneuve because I don't care about, meanwhile, I don't care about his monologue. Which is interesting. Like, why you would not watch the monologue, but then you just watch him talk to somebody. Or they go, hey, I want to see Jimmy do thank you notes and ew versus him actually talking to Dave Bautista. And that works for people. That works, and that's how they get their information. You're never going to change someone. Like you'd be hard pressed to find this person, but there's at least one person out there that went, oh, they're not going to do it on Mondays anymore. I guess I got to get Max again. I guess I got to spend that $16 per month because I have to join the water cooler conversation. And there's probably at least one person that had to do that, didn't have to do that wanted to do that. But I mean, but that's just for them. You're ruining your own views. Imagine if The Daily Show, if they announce, hey, Jon Stewart is back, but we're not going to upload you have to watch it live or subscribe to Paramount Plus because we're not going to upload anything until later in the week. No. And I don't know if YouTube at all counts towards the Nielsen ratings, which I assume it does not. But wouldn't you want that to be a part of the ratings? Hey, we've got the live plus 3-day as well as the YouTube ratings. I truly, it does not make sense to me why they would upload it so late in the week. And then also I don't think every segment is on there. In fact, I'm sure every segment's not on there. I'm looking at the YouTube right now. And then to also not have them do any like exclusive stuff or more web stuff, like just to have a dormant YouTube channel until Thursday. Like, what is that going to bring for you? You're still going to get the same amount of money and views from YouTube. And hey, it's not that much money. So, if people are smart, and they're probably clipping it out and putting it on TikTok, and they're probably making the money back. All right. Let's talk about, there's two stories I want to talk about, and I could talk about all of them. I talk about one. But Seth Meyers, this comes from Hollywood Reporter, written by Rick Porter. Seth Meyers discusses constantly shifting sands over 10 years of late night. We celebrated 10 years of late night, and with Seth Meyers, and we also celebrated, I think Fallon's Tonight Show is celebrating an anniversary as well, but I think they are celebrating in May. I think they might be celebrating 10 years in May with a primetime special of all things. Biden, obviously I said Biden will be stopping by. Oh, he did stop by. Amy Poehler also showed up as well. But this interview was such a it's not a revelatory thing. It's just things, if you've been paying attention to Seth Meyers and late night as a whole, then you know what that might be the title. Late night as a whole. No, I just call it anniversaries. Yeah, it might be late. Okay. While I wrote instead of whole. We learned things like how when Seth was at the desk, because you remember, if you watch that show like I did, Seth was at the desk for a long time delivering jokes. He was standing doing monologue stuff, and then it wasn't until I think like a year and a half in they moved him to the desk where he was more comfortable sitting down delivering jokes. And 10 years is a long time to see a set even change. The entire set changed. I was also thinking about this. I was watching the Tonight Show on Thursday, and I was thinking, and I was looking around the set, as I tend to do when I watch TV shows, and I was thinking, my favorite iteration of the Tonight Show set was only lasted a handful of months before they got the audience back in, but it was after COVID, after the pandemic. In the middle of the pandemic, rather. It was like 2021. They were back in studio doing Tonight Show. And it was so cool because it felt kind of homey. Fallon was on a stool. The Roots were like all scattered about, sitting in like kind of like a Hollywood Squares-esque square. That was my favorite. And I think they should go back to that. But it's all right. Seth, in this interview, talks about the changing landscape of late night. We have shows like After Midnight is back now, and he's saying it's tough to predict the future of what late night could be, because even like if you look back in 2014, it's different. It's different than what it was. Now in 2014, it wasn't as internet focused, but now it's like you have to kind of be internet first. They did confirm the Amber Ruffin show is done, but they hope that it will return in some form. And we just talk about how late night is just hard. And he's happy to have Jon Stewart back, and how some jokes fall flat and others don't. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's just what this interview is. Now, similar on the same foot, this comes from The Wrap, written by Kayla Cobb. Jimmy Kimmel hints he may exit late night after current contracts ends. Quote, seems like enough. Jimmy has had, I would say, he's had a very good career in late night, but I would say the last couple of years have just been fantastic for him. And the idea that he's been hosting the Oscars for the past couple of years, and it's really been kind of a boon for him, because the Oscars is like one of the biggest entertainment stages. Even if he has a viral video online, even if that's talked about over and over and over again, it's still the Oscars, even if those aren't watched as much as they should be. It's something big happens there, then that's going to be talked about. Yes, the slap. Whatever. I'm still kind of heated because white comedians like Jimmy Kimmel and Nikki Glaser and Amy Schumer, they were like, arrest him, arrest that black man. I'm like, okay, guys, all right. Anyway, during an interview with the LA Times, Kimmel said that he was having difficulty balancing scripts. He was having a difficult night balancing scripts for his show and pitches for the 2024 Oscars. He said he was literally nodding off at the computer, and in those moments, I think, I cannot wait until my contract is over. But then I take the summer off or go on strike, and you start going, yeah, I miss this fun stuff. And he's right, and it goes back to what I was saying about Seth Meyers. Things, they can be tough, but they can also be fun. It says you're doing the same show over and over, yes, but the content of that show, what's going on inside that show, what's happening during that show. Did I say during? During, like Duran. Yeah. You get one joke, one bad joke, one. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and he said, quote, that seems like enough. They re-upped it for 3 years back in 2022. So now he's going to get to through 23 seasons. If he ends it. He talked about retirement before and what goes into ending a show. What like if Seth or Jimmy or Fallon or Colbert or any who else am I missing? The rest, Oliver. If any of those people, if any of the people and Taylor Thompson, if any of these people decided to end a show, how would they end it? And really, what goes into it? Colbert's was a big celebration. Seth's last weekend update was a huge celebration where he went to go marry Stefan. Conan's was a very big celebration, even though it kind of felt stunted because it was in the middle of the pandemic. Sam B never got to say goodbye, really. I remember Letterman's distinctively because it was just like the last month was just, so many people stopped by. And then that last episode was very big. It's for Kimmel, who has truly changed the game. And he's been in it for so long. He's really left. He's cemented himself in the pantheon of hosts for late night shows. Like if Carson brought it to a point where everybody in the world was watching and paying attention, and then Letterman kind of refined that, and then even Leno had his moments, and Conan made it more. It was like able to make it more silly. Then Kimmel, Fallon modernized it. Kimmel brought it back to the forefront by having it be a fun. Okay, so excuse me. If Fallon made it, if Fallon modernized it with online video, Kimmel was the first to have a viral video, but I would say he made it more accessible to like the common person, because Conan was a Harvard guy and Letterman was already in it for so long. But he kind of made it just like for the regular person because he's coming from the Man Show. So Kimmel's been hosting for 21 years. No one else is even that close, with the exception of Colbert. If you combine his show, The Colbert Report, and this late night show, he's been doing it for 18 years. And I think Kimmel's a great host. I don't think anybody hosting right now is a bad host. I don't think anybody hosting right now, at this point in time, is not good at their jobs. Dig into that sentence. Right now, anybody the late night show that's on. I miss Samantha Bee. I miss Full Frontal. It was such a good show, filled with so many great writers, and oh my God, that show was so good. TBS did them dirty. What would Kimmel's last episode look like? And I think about this. What would SNL's last episode look like? We're in season 49 right now. They're going to season 50. And then the rumor is Lauren is going to leave, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. But, if Lauren left and then he decided to end the show, or like if the show really did end, what would that look like? Would it look like the entire season look like all of that SNL 40th celebration? Or would it just be another season of SNL? And then the last episode would be a thing. So same thing for Kimmel. How would he end this show? Probably crying, his voice cracking, as he usually does. Oh, Kimmel, what are you crying about now? My pasta sauce recipe. That's so mean, because he has cried for legitimate things, and I'm just feeling so bad now. I don't feel bad, but it's whatever. For Corden's last show, the last couple of months just felt, for the last couple of years, he felt like he was ready. But I know people that worked on that show. He did. It seemed like the last 5 years he was like, I'm done. I wash my hands of late night. I would be happy to have a late night show. I'd be like right now. You give me anything, I'll be so happy to have it. But for Corden's, it was more of a celebration of him and his work. And for Kimmel, I could definitely see him doing that because he's been doing this for so long. And then kind of it being a personal affair. And maybe he'll finally just love Matt Damon. We finally get a sequel to what was it? I'm effing Matt Damon, and then the other one was oh God, what was the sequel to that? Who cares? It doesn't matter. That's Late Night Lately. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website cpluscomedy.com. Oh, come on. Where you can see me talk to your favorite entertainment personalities. Mostly comedians. I just talked to Ashley Ray for her debut album, Ice Cream Money. You can find that under the Constitutionals, wherever you get your podcast. You can watch a video version of that on youtube.com/cpluscomedy. You can also watch a video version of the other podcast, The Constitutionals, this podcast, Late Night Lately, and the other podcast, LinkedIn Logs, which is the job podcast. You can find those wherever you listen to podcasts. Watch video, youtube.com/cpluscomedy. You can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at cpluscomedy, me at Chad Black White. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I just can't be bothered. Okay. Bye.